The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 30 days remain.
Gastro's been acting as a proxy since the giant sandworms made the governorship one big open question. Everyone's gathered here today to learn what's what, and probably to sentence me to exile.
That's terrible.
I do feel terrible, but that one vote they took was correct after all.
I asked you all to gather here so I could speak about Martira's governance. While Barden was recuperating, I was glad to act as his proxy. However, henceforth, I would like Barden to resume his duties as governor.
What's this?
This town's autonomy was initiated by your sheer pluck. At the time, I cooperated only so I could use you for my own ends. But I had a revelation in those moments as the giant sandworm approached. I saw that I cannot even protect myself, much less the people. When you returned here, exhausted and in tatters, I regretted everything from the bottom of my heart. My actions are unpardonable.
Sir Gastro, but if I go back to governing, it's...
Have no fear. You can do it.
Right. I'm just not sure where to start. Except to begin with an apology. My excessive measures frightened you all, and I implemented them because of my own insecurity. I was anxious about whether or not I could keep you safe, so I turned to surveillance and barriers. No more. We'll keep some of our armed forces, but what I really need for security is to have faith in you all. That's why I am not fit to govern.
Things will be different now.
He's right. We've changed. From now on, we won't push all the power and responsibility onto just one person. Barden, listen! I followed your example and built a defensive barrier myself.
I did too. And I had an idea. We could turn uninhabited houses into shelters.
Things didn't go well before, that's true. But you're not the only one at fault, Barden. This is just as much our town as yours.
Oh, laddies and lassies.
You see? After 2 disasters, everyone has a more mature view of things. You're free to decline. But is that really what you want to do?
Well, now I must apologize. If it truly is what everyone wants, I'll be the governor of Martira again. This time, I won't do anything to scare the populace. We'll have faith in each other and the town's unity will be known far and wide. And for our first step, I have the perfect suggestion. Step forward, young man. The reason I stand here now is thanks to this fella. He is the hero who saved this town, the one most worthy of the crown. I want us to support him as the future king.
Yes!
Barden and a hero together!
Come to think of it, I never told you the truth behind that bit of arson. It was this little poor wee un who started it. He didn't mean to, but he touched an igniter some fool had left behind. I only know this because just the other day he came to me begging for forgiveness, all in tears. If I'd known from the start, I would have just thought it a lone accident. Instead, I acted like invaders had infiltrated us. Got my people all terrified.
It's already in the past.
You say that, but I can't forget it. Ever. Henceforth, I'll be changing my ways. Let's focus on the future now. This region, in fact, the whole country depends on it. Mind if I ask you just one more time? If you think I'm fit to govern?
There's no one more qualified for the job than you, Barden.
And you truly believe that? Then I must devote myself to the work even more, so as not to disappoint the future king. Thank you greatly for everything you've done. This only happened because I had your support. Even when I made mistakes, you stuck by my side. I'll return the favor one day. I swear it.
The Honorable Guardsman, Barden, keeper and heritor of the Commander's virtues. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee. By the grace of his newfound powers, work to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
You're the one who brought light to this town, to this country. Today really is such a bonny day. I'm blessed with the greatest of friends. The townspeople love me, despite all my flaws. And everyone is so... Thank you again. I'm just so happy.
That girl's amazing. I'm kind of emotional right now.
She looks a bit rustic, but she might have what it takes to be a songstress.
Look at Myrtis now. Her audience is melting in her hands. I asked Capra to make some connections, and I think introducing Myrtis here was the right choice.
You're not jealous, are you?
After hearing her sing, you mean? Maybe just a bit. But a little competition is healthy. Her voice, though, it lights a fire in my heart.
You came?
Oh, I just wanted to catch a few notes. But I must admit, you sing with a river of emotions, and it swept me away. I didn't expect to say it, but I was having a great time.
You don't say. Well, thanks. I'll take your word for it. As for me, I think I've learned to face my demons. There's nothing standing between me and my songs now. So you keep an eye out, because I'll be right on your tail. Next time we meet, we'll be sharing a stage.
Well, shouldn't you be off then? Take too long and I'll have a stage larger than this country.
There's that telltale confidence. I will be off, but do enjoy your time here.
The cheek on that one. But you know, my good man, I think this whole ordeal has finally shown me exactly why I sing. It's not the lyrics, it's not the harmony. It's the power of the song as a whole. And it varies. When Myrtis sings, you can feel her fiery passion. But for me, I want my music to give people hope, no matter how deep the despair. I want my songs to show people that there is always a light that they just have to reach out and touch, that the future is worth fighting for. I think that's what the world needs right now.
If anyone can do it, it's you.
I have to agree. I can only get better and better from here. Well, it would be much easier to do that if the world weren't under a constant barrage of tragedies. So let's work together to create a world where everyone can hear me sing in peace.
Of course. It's a promise.
Good. I think I'll have the perfect song for the occasion. My sister told me something once. She said I should always strive to get my voice out to more and more people. Journey has been difficult at times, but I'm so glad I never gave up. And as for you, you better be at my side, listening to every note.
The ephemeral songstress, Juna, keeper and heritor of the masked dancer's virtues, by the grace of her newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
A future filled with happy songs is almost here. All right, enough of that. Tonight we drink. You're stuck with me until the dawn breaks. Don't make that face. I just want to see what kind of music you like.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 29 days remain.
I didn't gather you here just to hand out free money. I did it to help you find good work. Because, see, if you find good work, you don't need to depend on other people. And that means you've got no one dragging you along. You decide how you want to live, and you make the most of it. So let's hear it. Want to live on your own terms? I'm sure the answer's pretty clear. We can get there one step at a time. And today, right here, is your first step.
A pretty speech, no doubt. But who's going to hire a parapus?
I can answer that. Where I work, there's an old man who said if Katharina vouches for them, he'll hire them. No questions asked.
Sure, but we don't have the skills for a workshop like that.
I know. That's why we're going to get you some proper schooling.
We're going to erect a facility right here and hire a teacher who'll show you how to read and write and perform calculations. You can also learn carpentry, needlework, or medicine. And once you've the skills, we can talk to workshops and trade associations.
I don't care about any of that. I say just give us money. Sounds like a right pain in the arse. There's got to be a faster way than all that.
You think handouts are going to keep you alive? If everyone sits in the cart and no one pulls, would you just sit in the mud till you die?
Oh, come off it. We take what we're owed. It's that easy. Besides, you were the one saying we'd steal it back from the rich.
Katharina has come a long way.
Yeah, I did say that, but I wasn't right. And for that, I'm sorry. Something stolen is just going to keep getting stole. You'll start to fear and resent your neighbour. It's an endless cycle of misfortune. How can anyone take pride in living off someone else's work stolen by force? I couldn't. No, we can't steal our way to a good life. We got to shape our reality with our own two hands. We welcome anyone who wants to be their own change. Here, together, we write our own futures.
Do you think it's possible that I could be a leather worker?
And I want to try making clothes. I mend all my family's garb, and I'm pretty good at it.
I love teaching kids. If I dedicate myself to study, might I be a teacher as well?
What's got into all your heads? All this bloody talk about change. Too late for me, I say.
Not by half. So tell me, what do you want to do? We can work on this together.
Always thought it'd be nice to see the ocean. Thought that since I was a kid.
Then learn how to do calculations. If you can do that, I can introduce you to a merchant in Brylehaven.
This is really taking off. It's going to take me a while to get through all these people. I know the Parapus haven't had the best lot in life, but I'm feeling more optimistic about our chances these days. Because, I mean, you're going to be a king soon, yeah? Things will really start looking up for us then.
I'll do my best to live up to your expectations.
Good, because I'll be holding my breath. But I won't be sitting on my hands either. Not that we'll rely too much on you. It's going to have to be a team effort. Though, I guess in an ideal world, we wouldn't need kings. One king can't make the world a better place. It takes everyone to pull that off.
You're right about that.
I am, mate. A person who puts their mind to it can change their own world. That much I know. Our paths may be different, but I'll be fighting the good fight with you. And when the going gets tough, or when you feel all alone, you remember me. Because we're fighting together, king or not. No matter what lies ahead for you, we're comrades in arms.
The loyal hunter, Katharina, keeper and heritor of the brawler's virtues. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee. By the grace of her newfound powers, work to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
My dreams may seem impossible, but I'm not giving them up. Katharina! Who's here? They've delivered some for us! You lot better save some for me! Wait, come and have a meal with us. Consider it an early coronation ceremony.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 28 days remain.
Preparations are complete. Leave it to me. The run is all ready for you.
The site of Malva forms on the horizon, a small settlement carved out of the mountainous terrain of southern Montario, prospering modestly without reliance on trade, in part thanks to a thriving dairy farm. The Ishkia tribe secludes itself here, avoiding outside clamor. As though ushered in by the bleating of sheep grazing on a rock face, the gauntlet runner descends upon the quiet mountain village.
Giving it some thought?
The gauntlet runner's slowing pace signals their arrival at an encampment to those below deck. They are grateful for these moments of repose, quietly acknowledging their good fortune, a rare glimpse into a party at peace. The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 27 days remain. Located to the east of Montario is a forest path tinged with beautiful autumn leaves. Its name, however, is the Abandoned Path. The story goes that a nearby village was struck by famine, and in order to preserve its food stores, abandoned their elderly along this road. The forsaken elders became a food of sorts, for monsters and for the earth. The trees then turned to resplendent crimson. So the story goes. Amidst a view so stained with sin, yet pleasing to the eye, the gauntlet runner's engine ceases its mechanical whirring. The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 26 days remain. The gauntlet runner strides towards ruins, long bereft of their masters. Heavenly treasures surely slumber, but so too do heavenly guardians. Cutting through the skies, the gauntlet runner reaches the manor of the Ascendant Ruins. Land once sent skyward by Oceania's unusual flow of magla. According to legend, those who could freely fly the skies came to refer to themselves as celestial beings, taking their seat here to govern from on high. But pride comes before the fall, and God was so enraged that every last one perished. Oh, to set foot in a place even history chooses to forget. The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 24 days remain. With the protection of the royal magic gone, the tournament for the throne escalates. Those who would turn the tide with military might are spurred by opportunity. However, the case of Jin Dulls was something altogether different. Standing firm in his path is the party's gauntlet runner, there to take back what Jin stole from Nurus.
You people! Why are you here?
We could ask you the same thing! Why'd you steal Nurus's relic?
I had no other choice. If I can't prove I'm useful to Luis, then he'd kill me. I thought if I could find him some kind of treasure, some token, I could win his mercy. And your engineer, he's the one who made a runner fly. His secrets are bound to be valuable. Maybe valuable enough that Luis would spare my life, but... damn it all! I don't give a damn anymore! All I have to do is slaughter you all! The royal magic's nothing to us anymore! Anyone can be killed, so I'll take your heads and serve them up to Luis on a platter!
Just leave this to me. Let's have a spot of inventor's ingenuity.
Time to teach this little thief a lesson.
Damn it! Damn it! No, I'm not done yet. Now, it's do or die! This isn't good! I'm sorry. I'll return what I've stolen.
You really...
But you better listen up. Don't go getting any big ideas about crossing us again. You just... I don't know, skedaddle and lay low until Luis is out of the picture.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Will do. Skedaddling presently.
Ah, you got them back! I knew you two could manage it! Most helpful. Ooh, would have been dire indeed if the thief were the one to complete it.
Dire how?
There's something I've got to tell you two. It's about what these relics really are. It was nagging at me a bit, you recall? Why were the relics scattered all across the land?
You don't think it's just a coincidence?
I suppose it's not impossible. This was, after all, a long time ago. Anyone who might know for sure what happened then is long gone. But no, I don't think it was coincidence. Looks to me like they were deliberately scattered about for a reason. You see, in the course of my tinkering, I worked out that these relics could still function as components to a greater device. The trigger mechanism is a bit like magic igniters, but without a doubt, it's something different altogether. Something utterly transcending modern technology. Based on the few clues present, and my own technical knowledge, I can only conclude... it's a weapon of mass destruction, capable of destroying the world as we know it.
A weapon?
Like the King's magic, or Luis's magic. No, perhaps something even greater. It's a power that could end an entire civilization.
This little thing could do all that. But why even make something so...
Who knows? No way now of telling the creator's motives. But I think I understand how this sort of thing happens. Once you're struck with a grand enough idea, you can't help but bring it to life. As a technician, no doubt they only thought to prove their hypothesis, no matter the danger involved. Only, once it became real, they saw the horror in what they'd created. And so this was their effort to bury it, scattering it in pieces across Ukrainian leagues. Hard to say if they plan to put it back together someday, or if they just couldn't bring themselves to destroy the fruit of their labors. Say, old boy, what do you suppose we should do with this?
Let's destroy it. Right now.
Was hoping you'd say that. Truth be told, I was thinking to break it no matter what you decided. I'm grateful you gathered all the pieces for me, but now we know the truth. Wow. Not much else to be done, eh? I hope you can understand.
But how are you going to destroy it?
Couldn't be simpler, really. If we're not putting it together, you've just got to crush the central component. If I'd found this as a younger man, it wouldn't even have crossed my mind to break it. After traveling with you all, and getting to keep working on the runner, it's all been a sharp reminder of why I became an engineer. Technology's not a selfish pursuit. It's something you use to make other people's lives better, happier. That's how I managed to make this gauntlet runner fly. So thank you.
It's all thanks to your hard work, Nurse.
Oh, come now. Going to give a chap a big head. Really, you're the one who gave me the push I needed. So, in that vein, let me pledge my support anew, what? As genius, inventor, and architect of the people's joys.
The free-hearted engineer, Neurus, keeper and heritor of the gunner's virtues. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee. By the grace of his newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
If we can build an engine, we can build a nation. Under the circumstances, we've got to learn to take inspiration from the world around us, instead of mooning and pining over brilliance of the past. Plenty of modern inventions took design inspiration from this sort of relic too. We'll need to work out how to make them safer to operate. Right, splendid. I'm feeling positively activated now. Let's have a proper think for the rest of today. Work out some exciting new concepts together. And while we're at it, would you mind hanging around to watch me break this old thing?
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 22 days remain. The gauntlet runner arrives at Malabelo's Stope, where magla crystals resembling massive humans jut eerily from the rock. For reasons as clear as the crystals, excavations here were deemed taboo and forbidden by the Sanctus Church. However, some say that the mining continues in secret. The crystalline figures gaze in silence at their new visitors, as though assessing them. The party makes their way to the northmost part of Tradia, the region housing the capital, to the disgraced ruins. When were they built? By whom and for what purpose? There has yet to be any literature or folklore that sheds light on the matter. Still, none of this changes the fact that what stands before them is real. The invitation is extended. The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 21 days remain.
It hurts! It hurts! It hurts! It hurts! Vinca! It's me! It's Basilio! You know me? Can you hear me? Who are you? Don't know you. I hate you. It hurts. I'll kill you! Vinca, I'm sorry. I'll make the pain go away. I promise I'll save you.
I can't even look. Let's end this, quick!
Basilio? It hurts. It hurts real bad. Help me! Oh,
Vinka, I'm sorry.
You really have gotten strong, Basilio. No more hiding behind old Fidelio, eh? Basilio, truth is, all I wanted was to laugh and live with our people in peace. If I could have just gotten out of that damn city and been with me own, I'd never have asked for anything else. Tell me, why? Why did they have to die? People like us. Are we not allowed to hope for better?
Of course we are.
I saw them in my dreams, you know. Spent all my wakeless hours with them. Good food, good company, good laughs. The kind that makes your gut hurt, but eventually I'd wake up alone, and I'd wonder, maybe it'd have been better to die among mates than live like this. And that's why, when I saw you were alive, Basilio, I felt joy like you couldn't imagine.
I felt it too, lad. It hit me too. I was so happy to see you here.
Bloody hell. I'll never live this down. Good thing Fidelio can't see me now, or he'd beat the shite out of me. Tell me not to show my mangy face round you again.
Yeah, that sounds like Ardell. Vinka!
Shame, eh? Managed to find each other again. Just too late. Couldn't go on unless I found something to blame. Glad it was you who came to stop me. Hell. If I'd had you sticking by, maybe things had been different. Even that damned sunrise would be just the end of another stupid story round some flagons.
But you're a legend, Vinka. You're our pride. You fought the world this far all on your own, so don't worry. I'll take care of the rest, yeah?
Right. It's a promise, then.
I swear to you, Vinka. And to Del. I'll handle it.
Thanks, mate.
Vinka? This was the best we could do for him. Right?
You helped save Vinka.
Well, I hope something did. But there should have been another way. Death isn't the only way to save people like him. And if I have to, I'll change this damn country myself to make that true. I'm gonna get stronger. One day, I'll even pass Del. You watch me, Vinka. I swear I will.
Thank you.
You know, I've not been hearing about those killings anymore.
They catch the killer, you suppose? Must have been a real monster behind it all.
No, he wasn't. Vinka was... Sorry. Let's go. Vinka, you weren't a monster. I could tell as soon as I saw him again. He must have been hurting a lot worse than me. But he still gave me those herbs. No hesitation.
He was a good man.
Yeah. At least we know that now. He was just always fighting his anxieties. He got pushed to the edge.
He and Ardell, they had that in common. Honestly, part of me kinda decided that if I could save Vinka, then I could get over losing Dell. Them two weren't that different. Always worrying about our brothers and sisters more than themselves, like, and trying to sort everything out on their own, rushing into their own problems head on. That's them too. Ever since I was a kid, my brother's always been the one pulling me along. Scary as hell making your own path in life, especially if you got something you want to protect. But it's not about the fear. I'm excited to make me own future, see how it all turns out. It makes me wonder if Dell and Lady Rella felt like this. Look, Cap, I want to make a better world than the one they left me. I'm gonna build a future that's got room for our joys, where everyone's got a reason to smile. That's me new dream.
You've come a long way, Basilia.
Well, if you ask me, all this mess with Vinka just proved I'm still pretty immature, like. Hurts, but it's true. I need more power if I want to make a change. So, even if it's impossible for me now, I'm betting it all on the future. Time was, I'd all but given up on the future. But now, I feel like we can make a world worth fighting for that world. For your aims. I'll lay down my life if I have to. I swear it, as Basilio Magnus of the Brothers Magnus.
The ardent champion, Basilio, keeper and heriter of the Berserker's virtues, by the grace of his newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
I'm gonna carry all their hopes now, I swear it. Anyhow, tonight, let's dance till daybreak. Hey, what's the matter? Vinka's funeral, eh? And a funeral means singing, dancing, proper knees up, right? What's that look for? Don't tell me that's only us Parapus what do that. Well, who cares? Gotta send Vinka off with a smile anyhow. Let's get the whole gang together, give everyone a night to remember. Right, I better start figuring out the feast. Gonna have to cook loads, what with all of our friends, and I'm definitely making me and Dell's favourites. Dell never got a proper send-off either, come to think. So let's drink, eat, and dance this pass all through the night.
The party descends upon the Forsaken Tower. Is the decision to pursue such a beast one of bravery, or something else altogether? The gauntlet runner stops in front of the imposing structure, its glare already making itself known. Will they be the ones who discover its truth?
It's even more threatening up close. Even if it's scary, we have to fight.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 19 days remain. Infringing upon the heavens, the Tower of Insolence appears before their eyes. Is the decision to pursue such a beast one of bravery, or something else altogether? The gauntlet runner, disturbing countless years of unbroken silence, lands confidently in front of the tower.
Leave this to me! You done begging for your life?
I've never seen Magla this sinister. I want to run!
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 18 days remain. The Spire of Blind Faith is the decision to pursue such a beast, one of bravery, or something else altogether. The party sets foot in the tower, filled now only with disquieting Magla, all prayers long unanswered.
The heat's so intense! I'm burning up even from here! Can we beat this thing?
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 17 days remain. Altar of the dragon god Et. The dragon temple is an enigmatic place, harboring traces of a history we can never fully know. Though the terrifying roars of the dragon possessed by a human have quieted, pestilent Magla emanating from deep within the temple remains. The gauntlet runner slides once more against the lonely island's shores.
They look just like us! Well, we're not losing to fakes! They're down! Right? They have to be! Right?
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 16 days remain. Far to the north of Altabury, Mount Volcano rises through the molten ash of its own making. Magla crystals are swallowed by the lava, and a malevolent heat scorches the air, conditions only hideous monsters could find alluring. Or perhaps the monsters are not the only ones. Defying reason, the party descends into the maw of the pyre. The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 15 days remain.
Ah, magnificent. Thou art now truly worthy of rule. With this, thou art the heroic embodiment of heroes lost. By thy supporters' faith, thou graspeth might beyond might. All heroic embodiments dwell within thee. Their power marks thee scion to a forgotten hero king, a wielder of all his peers' powers. Now, go forth. Thou needst fear nothing more. Thy destiny awaits, World Shaper. Forge this land anew, to a world none before you saw realized.
How disappointing. The prize is already in my hands. All that's left is to wait until it might be awoken. The people must think I'm the one behind the madness in their hearts. O King, I can see why you felt such hopelessness. The more anxious the people grow, the more they choose blind fanaticism over confronting their fears. This was no fault of yours, simply their nature. Knowing all this, I shall claim the ideals you abandoned and finish it in your stead. But I have my own interpretations to add.
The skybound avatar. Taking on the face of His Majesty, the royal palace rose to the sky on the day of his own funeral. Is it still the palace as it once was? It is impossible to tell from the ground. The gauntlet runner arrives at the entrance, at last marking the prince's fateful return to the place he was once forced to abandon.
The royal palace has changed. 'Tis a shadow of its past.
"'Tis just as chaotic within."
Your Majesty, do you hear me? I speak to you as His Highness, the Prince's Royal Guard, Hulkenberg, Knight in your service. His Highness, the Prince, your heir apparent, has just arrived. Will your Majesty break the spell and allow His Highness to succeed the throne?
Don't think we're getting an answer, no matter how long we wait. No choice but to venture in.
We must tread carefully. I can sense the presence of humans inside.
This place is swarming with Magla too. Even I can feel it. Where's it all coming from?
It must be the anxieties of the royal capital's people, and by extension, of the entire country.
Luis would call it righteous, but in the end, he's only preying upon the people's fear. Let's go. There's bound to be something inside that's driving the people mad. We've got to pin down its source.
Your Majesty, I must speak plain. Since the disappearance of His Highness the Prince, you have left the land's governance to Sanctifex Forden. I understand the weight of your grief. To lose not only your love, and now His Highness, but ever since Sanctism was established as the state religion, Forden has well overstepped his bounds. The man's audacity has grown intolerable.
It hardly matters. Let Forden do as he pleases. In the end, nothing will truly make a difference.
What's wrong? You look fixated on something. Did you see something?
Actually, just now...
The late king? I saw nothing.
But all that sounds too specific to be an illusion. It's almost like that exchange happened right here.
Perhaps 'twas a memory from your life as a prince, restored to you.
No, this attendant mentioned the loss of His Highness, right? So he must have been gone already. It can't have been something he experienced.
Then perhaps it's from the memory of His Majesty himself. This place is the heart of the royal magic. Maybe the late king's will itself still lingers. Perhaps it was passed through the Magla, and the memories are meant for him alone, as the king's child.
If all this is true, then it goes to show His Majesty was a parent like any other. He thought he'd lost his son, and that grief became his undoing.
Maybe it's not about the king's memories, but his anxieties. You're seeing what his heaviest burdens were.
That may be true.
Right.
A king certainly does his kingdom a disservice by refusing to rule it. But Luis actively defiles it. And that's clearly the greater offense. He's turned the royal palace into a den of monsters.
There's unknown dangers around every corner. Let's carry on, but stay vigilant.
The festivities for this year's Saints' Day shall be conducted with the utmost ceremony. A fine opportunity to expand the market for igniters and spread them among the people. Along with this policy, we will announce the closure of the Mage Academy.
What? Why close the academy?
The reports are troubling, I'm afraid. They secretly study dragons and other profane forces deep in the mountains. The people will not abide it. With the popularization of magic igniters, all this theoretical study of magic will soon be obsolete anyway. Unless you have any objections, my liege.
No objections. Let it be so. Thank you for your efforts. How can a king accomplish anything alone? What was I supposed to do?
Another vision, Your Highness?
I saw something different than before.
His Majesty was exhausted then. His attendant did mention that he no longer possessed any real authority.
Sounds like he had no one to support his spirits. I admit, I do pity him there. Beyond that, though, do you suppose he means for us to see these? If these memories are handpicked, then do they not come off as excuses?
Stroll.
It's just... his own son is risking his life in here. He deserves more from the king than regrets and memories.
Is this where His Highness was attacked?
This is where it all began, then.
Now we know Forden manipulated Rella to attack the prince, then tried to shift the blame to Luis to get him pushed out of his station.
No doubt Forden underestimated Luis as a mere child. And when he regained his grasp on the military, the Sanctifex was taken entirely by surprise.
How little of this I understood before. Yet now all is clear. Alsace left me behind to protect me.
But the prince made it back. He's come this far to do what must be done.
You speak true. Thank you. I failed in my mission that day, but I will not fail a second time.
Fate is a strange thing. What began in these halls will soon end here. But the fight is not against any agent of the curse who remains. Just 2 of its victims.
Not that strange to me. Just means we've moved on. We've already nixed the curse, and this fight ain't just over the past anymore.
Basilio!
Indeed. This battle shall decide the future king. Wasn't expecting anything so profound from you.
You want to take this outside, old fella?
Wait! Something's coming!
This uncanny Magla. Is this...
So you've come, but you will go no further.
What have you done to yourself?
Ah, of course. This is your first time seeing me like this. Witness how I've ascended to even greater heights. Wonderful, is it not? Lord Luis can take a wretch like me, someone fate condemned, and turn me into a man of power!
Zoba, you...
Did you willingly endure Luis's spell? Did you let him twist your form?
So it's true then. No matter someone's tribe, he can turn them human and make them a monster.
What the hell is worth that? You call this a man of power? Luis turned you into an abomination.
Call me what you wish. This is the form I desire. If Magla is a person's anxiety, why resist it? If you long to be liberated, you need only unleash it. In Lord Luis's world, strength is the ultimate judge of all. Nothing else matters. It's freedom and fairness. We're moments from the dawn of a perfect new world.
And how many sacrifices do you reckon it'll cost?
What does it matter? What world was ever won without sacrifice? No, to be bled on an altar so fair and just, it's a noble and beautiful thing. Lord Luis strives to build us a utopia, and I, not you, shall be first to make it my home. You were dealt a winning hand in the game of life. By sheer chance! You have everything I never will. I will not let you soil our new world. You'll die before you ever set foot on liberated ground. With this power I nurtured under Lord Luis, I will deny you everything! Now die! All of you die! There's no place for parasites like you in our new world!
What point is there to a new world if it costs innocent lives to make it?
Save your breath, Stroll. He is beyond reason.
You're one to talk of reason, you imbecile! I'm not here to chat. I'm here to annihilate you!
This is why he fought for Luis so desperately? To become that? What the? Did he just transform?
You're fools all! You failed to grasp Lord Luis's ideals! You're expendable, the lot of you! Expendable, you hear me? You're blind as all Lord Luis's enemies! And I'll see every last one of you dead!
He's out in the open! Quick, we've got to seize our chance!
Damn it! Not again! Lord Luis! Damn it! Why? Why does this world keep rejecting me?
How could you push your body this far?
Your deeds bespeak a heart of incredible loyalty, Zorba. 'Tis a tragedy that you have pledged it to the wrong man.
You're the ones who've got it wrong. This world doesn't have much longer. I know you feel it too. Deep down, don't you? Nobody has any choice in how they'll live their lives. They don't even realize it should be their decision. You can't change that world without destroying it. The only man willing to fight for a better world is Lord Luis. Why can't you see that?
I get it now. Zorba, you're the only one who understood everything Luis wanted, and fought for it anyway.
I don't care if I'm just a stepping stone. Lord Luis can build his world on my corpse. A world of beautiful equality, where only the chosen may live.
Zorba.
There was naught to be done. He chose his path.
Tellin' I never knew how to deal with him. Always gloomy and moping about. Then he'd burst with this sudden anger, shouting and lashing out like.
Thinking back on it now, makes me wonder if the outbursts were all cries for help. Was it really Luis who did this to Zorba? Or...
We can't waver now. I'll not deny, Luis's words ring true in some ways. But he turned Zorba into a monster, and not with words alone, however badly Zorba wished for it. If Luis really cared to protect him, would he have pushed him to such horrors? It's all a fallacy in the end.
A fallacy, eh? You suppose all that business about equality is just a smokescreen? His ambitions are just dead selfish? I don't know if I buy it myself. Would Luis tell such a shallow lie? Of course he would.
Yeah, you're right. I can't deny it after seeing what Zorba had become.
Speaking of which, he mentioned something curious at the end. He spoke of a new world of beautiful equality, where only the chosen may live.
In other words, only those who obey will survive. That's the deal Luis has been spouting since the start.
I get the feeling that's too simple. Remember Rella's vision? A land full of feral humans, with people either running or going mad. I just doubt we can take Luis's speeches at face value. If his true intentions were as simple as that, Rella wouldn't have left us with that image.
You think Luis still has a real purpose we're not aware of?
No point in pondering it here. We're bound to find him eventually, so we can question him then.
The last statue is close by as well. Let us move onward, that we may do what must be done.
What was that? Something just fell out of the sky.
Whoa! It looks like a dead human!
Not a human. A person? But the body fell from the royal palace. What's going on?
I know this face. Isn't this the mage who was wreaking havoc at the cathedral months ago?
No. Couldn't be. If that's the man who was working for Luis, he belonged dead. Wait. Has he been alive this whole time? Was he turned into a monster?
I told you, didn't I? It's just like what happened to the prince. Luis is behind the whole thing! Finally ready to talk, are we? Listen up, good people! Luis has lied to all of you!
So then, all that about the fake prince being a monster, that was a lie? He's truly His Highness?
But still, as long as we obey, Count Luis will protect us.
Oh, come off it! You can't just take Luis at his word, people! This Zorba, the man who just crashed down, was one of the Count's most loyal men!
This was Luis's doing. If that's the case, even if we obey, we don't know what he'll do to us.
This is what I've been telling you. Luis isn't wiping out these monsters. He's bloody well mass-producing them. There's even evidence he's giving them orders to attack. Look, we're talking about a man who's openly declared he'll execute anyone he feels like, even average citizens, if they don't fall in line. Is that the king you want?
No, lies. I don't believe you. Count Luis is our savior. He's supposed to save the world.
But what if he turns us all into monsters?
About time. Is this the moment the royal capital wakes up to the truth? Is that? Well, well.
What's the situation? Have we even the slightest hope of defeating Luis?
Been a long time, my lord. You've always had a keen eye for reading the situation. Well, the winds are changing. Now, it's just a matter of what you choose to believe in. Can you smell it? There's change in the air. Things are finally getting interesting.
Those voices just now. That was Batlin, and the others, wasn't it? They all sounded startled to see Zorba's corpse.
Finally, a reasonable reaction. Seems we've destroyed all the statues then. That should help get people back on our side, don't you think?
Indeed. The sight of Zorba must have finally gotten it through their heads. All Luis has to offer them is insanity.
So, none of the king's servants remain.
Then our people are at last sound of mind. Your vile magic will deceive them no more.
My magic? I deceived no one.
What do you mean? You were responsible for all this chaos, weren't you?
In any case, there can be no more doubt. Your support and mine have finally reached parity. You've come quite a way in the short time since the day of your despair. Commendable in all honesty. A marvel indeed. Perhaps I can no longer afford such indulgence. So be it. Come to the throne. With the power of the royal scepter in my hands, I will give you what you deserve.
You have the royal scepter? Surely you haven't.
And as we may now speak plain, I will tell you the truth of both the royal scepter and this very country. I'll be waiting.
Wait, so Luis got his hands on the royal scepter. This is bad. Extremely bad.
Even should we win the majority vote, it won't matter who the new king is. Luis alone would have the power to doom the entire nation.
We've just got to get it back. He wants a face-to-face showdown? Well, we'll give him one.
Such a countenance! So you truly are the Prince Reborn. I must say, you and your father are cut from the same cloth. Quite unpredictable as death looms.
What of you? Is this hornless form your own true being?
I'll say this here for your own good, Luis. Hand over the royal scepter. Only the one who has earned the people's support is fit to be king. You and us. We can still end this without more bloodshed.
No path forward is bloodless. The king may have avoided it, but the people will only shed his share. That has been this country's crime for too long. Those in power exact the price of their greed from the people, then preach that such pain is a natural trial to be overcome. The indolent powers of this land have poisoned it with their lies. There is no cure but destruction.
Who's the real charlatan here? You turn people into monsters and convince them it's salvation. Even Zorba, your most loyal vassal, you twisted into a monster. You promise protection to your devoted, yet always fall short of the mark.
I have never lied. I swear upon my name it is one of the greatest trespasses I can imagine. Have you never wondered why the king's magic is so strong a force? Or why the royal scepter can only be used by those who bear the public's favor? One royal hand clutching one bejeweled rod does not alone accomplish such wonders of magic. But what if it drew Magla not from its wielder, but from the masses? That is the truth. The royal scepter is a divine relic that absorbs Magla from people across the kingdom. And thus, the royal magic's power is near inexhaustible. Such has been the royal family's tradition for centuries, generations upon generations. Do you know what this means? Magla is mortal anxiety, which means that the people of this country now have no choice but to perpetually direct their anxiety to the king, simply to stay sane.
Absurd. Then how do you explain the people of the capital going mad?
It was no madness that took them. The Magla spews from their helpless hearts at a rate far greater than the scepter can absorb. Hence the stagnation. The behavior now on full display is their inborn, true nature. When they cannot control their fears, they lash out at neighbor and outsider alike. And that is mortal weakness.
That's who they really are.
In a world like this, order built on mutual understanding is but a dream within a dream. Before we achieve resolution, the people must be corrected. On the day the late king's magic fades, I will shape the royal magic anew. All the Magla gathered over these months of turmoil will be restored to the people. Those who can overcome it will be reborn as new humans. Thus, we achieve our first round of natural selection, our first step towards a world truly fair and just.
Natural selection? New humans? What absurd delusions.
Delusions? You witnessed how the prince lost his very self to my spell, and then re-emerged with powers and will burning ever brighter.
You mean you would do to the people exactly what you did to him? You would use the royal magic to inflict such horrors on all the crown's subjects?
Those who follow me and accept the rule of power will surely survive by virtue of their own will. But if they give in to fear, yes, they will lose both form and mind. That is what it means to protect those who follow. It is not a salvation given of empty charity, but earned through the providence of power.
Then, that's your true ambition. That's why you sent Sorba to the royal funeral. You never even wanted the throne. It was all for the royal scepter.
The shows of power, terrifying the people. It wasn't just manipulation. You justified all of that.
The man would turn all people into humans. It defies all sense.
Worry not. You've proven you're more than worthy. I've little doubt you'll survive the first culling and move on to the new world. You mentioned earlier that we might still resolve this without bloodshed. Then, I put the same offer to you. Join me, Prince. Born of Elden blood, welcoming anyone regardless of tribe. It is no coincidence that you and I take inspiration from the same book.
Don't let him sway you, Your Highness.
I know you detest injustice as I do. Come with me. Let me lend you my power, and together we will change the unfair world we seek to destroy.
It's true that I hate injustice.
Wait! Hey! What's gotten into you?
Hey! Are you listening to me?
Should you deny me, then what? How would you fix this country? You must have seen it everywhere you traveled. Tradition, superstition, family honor, and all those struck down unjustly in the name of such authorities. The only cure for such suffering is a simpler world, in which strength triumphs over pain. It is not a solution without cruelty. But surely the fairness it would restore to our lives is worth any sacrifice. Come with me, and we can realize this dream. What say you?
You're absolutely right.
What? Are you serious?
There is logic in his words, but...
Please, tell me you're lying.
Is there no way left to oppose him? Is that what you believe?
How'd it end up like this?
Damn! What in the world is going on?
No!
A wise decision.
No! Prince! Your Highness!
At this point, what can we do but try to change our perspective? Maybe this is better than prolonging the cycle of injustice.
What are you saying? Isn't that your cue to make an impassioned plea?
It's out of our hands now. It wasn't long ago I was living alone in an empty cavern. I'll have to appreciate that this will be better than that.
I don't believe this.
No one else seems to have objections?
Wait! This is not...
Why the agitation? I did say you would all survive this. Though, considering how you falter now, perhaps some may fall short of salvation. Trivial, nonetheless. Behold, the new world dawns.
Afterwards, the nation was transformed. It became a world of humans, with both Luis and the prince taking equal hand in its creation. On the day of that world's birth, it was also thus decided. All known history of the world before would henceforth be remembered as the tale of the fallen. As for what became of the world that followed, to the humans, the question is irrelevant.
The fairness you speak of is false.
He's got the right of it, Luis. It's not even about what'll be sacrificed. It's about having respect for what the dream costs. And you've got none of that. You keep talking about your laws of power. But what that comes down to is you figure some people in this world just deserve to die. If that's what you believe in, then you can hate Forden all you want, but you're no different.
Be silent. I once had my own aspirations. Yes, I had dreams. But what has the world ever done for us?
What's happening?
The royal scepter? But how?
So be it. There is still time until my magic settles upon this land. Until then, I will watch the world collapse from my perch at the top.
Wait! Luis!
I have done this for their sakes, not for mine. History and the will of the people will prove that. If you have the strength to weather this storm and come to me, I will deem you a worthy opponent. It will be a mercy to you, at the very least.
If we push forward, we'll be in grave danger. This storm itself is a maelstrom of pure magla.
Maybe this is just what it looks like, when the people's minds are slaves to their anxiety and fear.
That doesn't mean the solution is to deform them into monsters. The man's an arrogant lunatic.
We must give chase somehow.
O aspirants to the throne.
This voice... Your Majesty?
The royal scepter has been taken. Luis now wields the royal magic to his own dark ends.
Luis was one step ahead of us. We did not expect him to seize and use the scepter before the final deadline.
His magic will be set in motion on the very day that the new king is to be decided. Such is the decree.
So it's just as Luis said. He won't let this campaign end any way but his. The bastard always loved making a spectacle of this. Your Majesty, you were killed by Luis yourself. Doesn't it matter to you that he may succeed as king?
I had sought death long before he granted it.
You wished for your own death? But why?
The ideals I once believed in. I no longer had the power within me to fulfill them. Thus, I ensured my very life would serve as key to activate the royal magic. Should revolutionary fervor seek to destroy my regime, should Luis or any other malcontent take my life, therein would lie the catalyst. Thus would I appear, on a day so appointed, with form and voice, given life by royal magic.
I see. No wonder the magic survived even the prince's reawakening. It was never a matter of retaliation against the church or anything of the sort. You truly wished to pass the crown to whoever the people elected of their own will.
Oh, Prince. My son. If thou wouldst inherit the kingdom, thou must stop Luis. That is a trial befitting one who would take the throne.
His Majesty's Magla has faded.
I guess that's it. It really is up to us to save this land's future.
Luis is just ahead. We have to find a way to get beyond this storm, reckless or not.
Let's fall back to the royal capital for now, so we can come up with a strategy.
Hey! He's running that way! Kill anyone who stands against Count Luis! We fight for justice! Make them understand!
'Tis a battlefield out here. They know nothing of their savior's true intent, yet the streets are teeming with self-declared military police.
What's a man supposed to do when they're running around screaming about justice with bloodshot eyes?
So it's a crime to even disagree now. He said this was just their nature. I suppose I can see where his disappointment springs from.
But your allies are working hard too. It's not all as bad as it looks.
We are grateful. We will believe in their support as they believe in us.
By the way, I talked with Nurus on how to get to Luis's location. And of course, he said there's only one thing for it. Armor up the Skyrunner and dive in.
That's your strategy?
Think, my girl. It's our best play. But with no time for modifications, I can't say how long she'll last in there. I say, we've got one shot to charge in.
A proper dramatic do-or-die fight.
The road you run is perilous.
If we have but one chance, I'd say the final day is when we'd have even the slightest odds of success.
Right. That place is churning with the scepter's gathered magla. But if the casting steadily drains it away, then much of the ambient magla should be gone by the last day.
A proper dramatic do-or-die fight at the very last minute.
We would walk a treacherous tightrope until the very end. But have we ever done things any other way?
We cannot yield now. Luis's ambitions must be stopped, even at the cost of our lives.
Let's give it a shot.
You worked out some more of the truth, yes? Can you tell me more about what happened at the royal palace?
Luis is Elden. Everything is as we were told at the ancient sanctum.
What? Bloody hell. That's a heavy hit right off the bat.
Luis knew the truth of the royal scepter. It's a divine relic that absorbs anxiety from the people. That's the fuel for its incredible power.
The masses have grown accustomed to a life where the king bears the brunt and responsibility for their anxieties. All this chaos comes from that dynamic's reversal.
Might need you to slow down a bit. So that's his aim. Luis wants to make this a land of humans.
A drastic remedy to awaken the people spoiled by the royal scepter's power. And their horrific transformation is but the end to his chosen means. Yet I sensed some other reason to go to such atrocious lengths. He pursues some other purpose.
Well, if he's Elden, then Luis must have been there when the Sanctus Church made an inferno of his home. So, you suppose it's for revenge?
Can't say. He also ordered Zorba to directly attack the ancient sanctum after all.
Something he said stuck with me. About how he used to have dreams. Dreams long dead. I think he doesn't trust dreams. As in, he refuses to believe in anything that actually takes a risk, like connecting with people or personal change. Maybe to Luis, dreams are just lies.
Perhaps he wants to push history forward with his own hands, like those of the world past.
It's ludicrous. I'll not let him get away with his self-obsessed madness. If we're to be ruled, it shouldn't be by someone who's given up on the world.
Indeed. Besides, the rightful heir stands with us. Should we succeed, you stand to inherit the throne soon. Are you prepared, Your Highness?
Yes, of course.
You really are committed, huh? In any case, we'll confront Louise on the last day. Until then, let's tie up our loose ends so we can fight with no regrets.
You've done a fine job so far. Time to follow through on those campaign promises, eh? Win this one for us.
Look at what Louise has made there. Unbelievable. We're getting in there, and we're going to tear it down.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 14 days remain.